Hello, welcome to another episode 4. This is going to be episode 4 of the First in Class podcast. And this is our first guest that we're going to have on the audience. What is your name?
My name is Caden.
Oh, speak up. He's never been recorded before. Speak up.
My name is Caden.
Caden? Okay, so it's nice to meet you, Caden. Well, I'm not meeting him. That'd be silly. No, this is my stepbrother. I've known him for quite a while. Over at least 11, 12, 13 years? I don't know. When I was 13, or 13 years ago, I was a little babby. And I don't know if I would have remembered him if I was 13 years ago. I was like 3. Little babby. Anyways, this is going to be a lot more lax than the usual episode, despite the fact that we are both, in fact, dressed to the nines. We're both wearing more formal attire than we would ever wear. Especially this dude. I don't think he has a single button-up shirt in his entire closet. Is that true?
That's true.
That's true, really. I thought you had at least one.
Yeah, I actually do.
You do.
Huh.
Get a load of this guy.
Yeah.
So if you notice, he's sometimes he struggles with answering questions, and that's okay. That's all right. I struggled with talking too. You all seen the first episode. It was not as good as I would have liked it to be, and I stuttered a lot. But that's all right. That's how we got to where we are now. So, yes. So, right now we're talking and we're recording this. And he goes to a different school district than I, but all school districts follow a similar two semester type of schedule. Fall and spring. So, after the fall semester, how do you feel about it?
Feel, I guess, normal.
You feel normal? Do you
Yeah.
feel happy with how you did?
In school?
Yeah, in school. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I
Do
guess.
you feel happy? Okay. Do
Yeah.
you feel optimistic for the next semester, or do you feel dreadful of it?
Honestly, dreadful, but...
Dreadful? Me too. Even though,
Yeah.
we just got new transcripts.
Yeah.
At least Lockhart High School did. He goes to a different school, so I don't know. But Lockhart High School, we got new transcripts, and I am still number 1. Hopefully y'all are celebrating for me. If not, it's not very nice. I don't know why you wouldn't be. If I didn't get number 1, I'd have to rename the podcast to something like, what? Second is the best, first is the worst. Is there anything you'd like to tell the audience? Something interesting about yourself?
I mean, I play the piano.
Piano, and you play the guitar, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so last episode, or not last episode, I'm saying that because I'm recording this before episode 3. I'll be fully transparent. I might actually record episode 3 later tonight. But episode 2, we talked about music, and I appealed to musicians in the audience, and he is by all accounts a musician. He plays piano and guitar, which is interesting. It's very, very cool. Musicians are great, and I say that as a musician. I'm patting myself on the back, 100%. So, I guess here's another good question for you. When you come into let's say, what's your mindset when you walk into school on a school day?
My mindset, I mean, I'm tired.
You're tired?
Yeah, I don't want to be there. And, I personally think that school kind of sucks, but, I mean, he may have a different opinion about it, but,
Well, I do. I have a different opinion about it at this point. Mr. and Mrs. Audience. Yeah, obviously I do. I'm first in class. I always push myself. Sometimes, though, especially a lot, I'll come into school and I'll be extremely tired, and I'll just want to go to sleep. I mean, I'll still do the work. I'm there to work. Okay, obviously I'm not here to play. Okay, you work first, and then you play second if you have time. Obviously, you gotta work first, though. that's why you're there. You're not there to play. You have some, you gotta have some fun, but you're there to learn, and you're there to work. I don't know why my hat looks like that this episode. I haven't worn it since I filmed last episode, or since I filmed episode 2, which is fun. Okay, so now obviously we disagree. I'd say we're opposites on quite a few things in that sense. But it's interesting. It's interesting to get another perspective on the show, the podcast, the show. I mean, it's kind of a show. To get a different perspective on the podcast. So I guess I should acknowledge we just kind of started, and I started talking. But yeah, we are filming from a different perspective. Generally, when we have guests, we're gonna film like this, okay? And that's just because there's not enough room over there for the frame to look nice. This is the best we could get. My TV's here, my setup's here, where I play the video games that I mention in whatever episode that I mentioned them in. So I gotta know. So when you're assigned something in school, okay, do you think about it outside of school?
If it's a major project, yes.
If it's a major, okay. See, now I worry about major projects too, but I also worry about minor assignments. If I know it's being graded, whew, you bet I'm gonna worry about it. But I also try my best to escape from that worry with video games, and whatever I choose to escape, however I want to escape from it. So, what's a question you'd like to ask me? Go ahead.
I really don't have any questions.
You don't have any questions for me?
Not really.
What? So before we started filming this, I prefaced him by showing him the first 2 episodes, which is what have been released and what have been filmed. So is there anything from those first 2 episodes that you think I should have mentioned? Anything you want to add to any of those conversations I had? No. Okay. That's cool. That's all right. Yeah, that's fair. I really covered most of those topics thoroughly, and I don't much feel like going back on them. So, I'm very curious. This isn't the question of the episode, but just as we're getting to this point in the video, we're, 8 minutes in, just about. What do y'all think of this more casual feel? I mean, I think it's okay. Every once in a while. Oh, I'm hearing sounds. If for those who've seen episode 2, know that how I deal with sounds. So I gotta pause this. So I gotta know, Kane, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you think about? First thing that comes to your mind when you wake up in the morning?
First thing, waking up and going to the bus.
Going to the bus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you just go. You straight up. You get dressed, brush your teeth, and you go to the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Now, so I actually wasn't sure that you took the bus to school. Now, now I should clarify. He's younger than me. Okay. I think he's like a 5th grader. Yeah. Kidding. He's a freshman in high school. I don't know why he didn't correct me. But okay. Anything ever happened on the bus? Anything interesting ever happened on the bus?
Anything interesting? Not really in the mornings.
And what ever?
Not really. I mean,
Never.
Never
Never
really.
anything interesting. All right. Well,
No.
when I rode bus, I do have some interesting stories. When I rode the bus to school, like 4 years ago, there would be times that well, there's this one time, okay, that this group of boys, right, and they were all older than me, and they were all, I don't want to say delinquents, but I'm gonna say they were all delinquents. They were like singing. They were singing a Bruno Mars song, and they were singing in like perfect harmony. It was beautiful. It was honestly, really good. I like it was like they should have gone on American Idol, and they joked about that after because of how good it was. They were in time and they were harmonizing, and it was beautiful. Truly, it really was. Oftentimes people would spray excessive amounts of deodorant on the bus. That ever happened to you?
One or yes.
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 Okay. Is the bus driver ever noticed it? Get mad?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So here's another question for you. Okay. What's your favorite pastime?
Playing guitar.
Playing guitar. Okay, playing guitar. What's your favorite thing about playing guitar?
Just learning famous songs that I know, I guess.
Learning famous songs that I know. That you know.
That I know, yeah.
So, I guess that brings me, that actually, okay, well, that's something interesting. Okay, so, for me, as you know, and as I stated in the first episode, I'm in band. I play the one with the slide, the trombone, you know. And for me, what I like about playing an instrument is the sense of accomplishment that you feel when you play something difficult. Do you feel that way sometimes when you play something difficult? It feels good. You say, wow, I just shredded on that. Wow, I can't believe I did that, okay? And also, so often, the difficult stuff sounds awesome. That right?
Yeah.
The difficult stuff sounds so cool. So you'll get done playing, and you'll just be like, wow. You'll be like smiling because of how that was fun. So that's something fun. I'm sure the musicians in the audience understand that. You play something difficult, and that's fun. Okay, so obviously, I'm not trying to out you like this, but sometimes you struggle a little bit in academics, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes I'm a little confused. Like, I got this paper today, a chemistry paper. Whoo! I was looking at that baby, and I was like, I was starting to realize that, that I should pay way more attention in that class. Even though I do pay attention, I write down notes all the time, and I end up figuring it out, and I got most of it right, but, it was still difficult. It was a struggle. Okay, so everyone struggles. Okay, everyone struggles. Don't let that discourage you ever. So, what do you think the most difficult thing is?
Most difficult thing?
Overall, and like across the subjects.
Reading.
Reading. I mean to say, like, when you're in almost all of your classes, what's something that you do that makes it difficult in all of those classes? You understand? Like do you have trouble focusing, or is it a matter of you just don't care what they're saying? Like do you tend to talk with your friends too much, or do you tend to whatever it may be?
Yeah, I get you. Sometimes I talk to my friends too much.
Okay, yeah, that's
not focus on the work. Yeah.
That gets me too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a very interesting take, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So, what? I wish I had thought more, okay? Because I've stated before I'm going to start trying to do this more structured, but I went into this episode thinking this is going to be more relaxed, this is going to be more laid back, this is going to be more like a conversation. But unfortunately, even then, I should have prepared more, because I apparently am bad at thinking on the fly. I'm apparently bad at just, speaking off of the dome, you know? Of course, I'll get better at this as I do more of it, but, I just wish I had planned more ahead for this. All I planned was, I'm gonna look nice, he's gonna look nice, and, we're gonna get set up here and we're gonna film. Thank you. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. Okay, so today, if you need to sneeze, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to, but no.
Okay, so apparently, there's like allergies out, pollen's out. That must be what's going on.
Yeah.
But you know, okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep striding. Okay. Wow. So, I think an interesting thing is, the more that, the farther we progress into time, at least in, it feels like in Lockhart High School, the more it starts to feel like they're trying to make it feel like it almost, like I've heard some say that it's starting to feel like a prison. Okay, because for those who don't know, the high school that I go to, right? First of all, obviously they banned phones in all of Texas. Okay, and I guess but that wasn't the main problem, really. If people are going to not focus, they're going to not focus whether or not they have a phone or not. Whether that means twiddling their thumbs, they're either twiddling their thumbs or they're scrolling. You know, it doesn't matter. They're going to be distracted either way. Ain't that right? Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I've seen that. I'm sure so is he. And if anything, it's worse because now instead of them sitting there and keeping their brain occupied on the TikTok, now they might be sitting there and disrupting other students, which is obviously not good. Okay, but as I was saying, some people say it's starting to feel like a prison because Lockhart also instituted a clear bag policy, which is, that's incredibly reasonable, honestly. Okay, because safety should be the number one priority, right? Like, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
That's a no-brainer, okay? Especially here in America. So that's reasonable, okay? But also another thing Lockhart High School is doing is installing cameras in all the classrooms that teachers can turn off and on at will with little lanyards. And I think that could be beneficial. It could be. But I also think that it could be a harbinger for what's to come. Okay, some people have, because as the way it stands right now, it's completely up to the teachers whether or not they have the camera running or not. But some people, including teachers I've spoken to, suspect that eventually there will be rules implemented that require them to have their camera running for a certain amount of time during the day. Which, I mean, I think is interesting, and it could end up being like that. But is your high school doing anything like that?
No, we don't have cameras.
Anything like that? Increase security measures besides, of course, the phone thing.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that is fair. His high school has a train run through the middle of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, I've been there for a band competition. We practiced out on the practice lot. I've been in his school before, not out like with nothing to do with him. Okay, that's an interesting thing. Because it's always interesting seeing another school building. It's because you spend, for these high schoolers and you spend so much time in the same building. You spend 4 years of your life walking the same hall. So when you are in a different school and you're walking different halls for even just half an hour, it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's certainly something I consider an enjoyable experience. So I wish there was more of a central topic to this episode. But I guess it's just coming back to the original idea of the podcast, and that is stories and what was this? Stories and advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so do you have any advice that you think no one in here has heard? You think almost no one in here has heard?
No.
No, okay.
Not really.
Do you have any stories that you'd like to share?
I can think of one.
You can think of okay. So how about you think of one for the next minute while we keep talking? Okay, you
Yeah,
know
sure.
you know I want to keep it a little concise and clear. You know, I think I told you before we started filming, like, generally what the kind of stories we need. Um, so guys, here is the question of the episode. What do we think about this guest? Bring him back? Don't bring him back? Feedback to him? Question of the episode. We're gonna look over that in this is episode 4. The next episode, episode 5. That's when we're gonna be looking this over. I think that's and we're getting closer. You know, definitely go back and answer some of the older questions of the episode, because right now episode 5 isn't gonna have quite as much as I would like to have. But you know, that's all right. The people that did comment and the people that did share their thoughts on the question of the episode, whatever episode it may be, they will be recognized, and I'll give them it's like a little mini shout out, basically, right? So that's a fun thing. So, while I talked, gave little updates. What's your give me a story.
Story. Couldn't think of one.
You couldn't think of one. That's
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes I struggle to think. Okay, that's all right. We can move on. All right. So, what do you think about podcasting as a whole?
I think it's good. I mean,
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's pretty vague. That's nondescript. So,
yeah,
but we'll run with that. We can run with that. You think it's good? Okay. What about it's good?
you could talk about
Whatever you want.
whatever you want.
You can
Yeah,
talk about whatever you
exactly.
want. So,
Yeah.
I knew what he was trying to say. I understood it. Okay, I've known him for. I've already said this. I hope you were paying attention back then. It's gonna be on the test. Did you study? Okay. Hope you're ready for the test. Question 1 is, how long have I known him? If you get it wrong, get out of here. You can answer that in the comments below. Or don't. Answer it in your brain. Okay? Alright. Got my eye on you. I know you're up to something. Alright. Anywho. So, I guess I can share some I guess I can share not a story, but it was inspired by something that happened to me, okay? So, sometimes doing the right thing isn't nice. Isn't nice, right? It's not. Right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sometimes the thing that is ultimately the right thing, it's gonna upset people, and you know it's gonna upset people. But you know, like you know, when you tell a lie and you let it spin out of control, or you just let it grow and build, and it gets to a certain point, and eventually, okay, it's like a balloon. Eventually, when you pop it, okay, you expose the lies, you lie. You say, this is not true. Here's evidence to back it up, okay? The person who's sitting there, letting the balloon grow in their face, when it pops, boom! It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna hurt their ears. It's gonna hurt their feelings, okay? And it's gonna suck. Anyone who's ever been lied to and found out they were being lied to, well, you know it sucks. Did that ever happen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's few things I can think of that are worse, okay? But are you happy that you found out that you knew you were being lied to?
No.
You're not happy that you found out? You would have liked
Oh
to just...
no, I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy that I found out that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because ultimately, if you are living with a lie, you're not. I don't mean to say that you're living based on a lie. Okay, you're living with a lie. Someone who's lying to you and your life, and it's a major part of your life, whatever it may be. Yeah, ultimately, when that is removed, right, and you find out that they're lying, it gives you it hurts, but it gives you the chance to grow as a person. It gives you the chance to get stronger and keep going. And I think that's the beautiful thing, is that in the face of challenges and in the face of adversity, we as people are able to grow. We're able to grow and adapt. Even when the hardest thing that we've ever faced, we can grow and we can get stronger. We can become better. And I think that's the most awesome thing about living at all. Do you think you agree, Caden?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's something great. So I've already shared what the question of the episode is, but if you'd like to share again, if because might as well ask twice, ask two. Maybe you'll hear one, not hear the other. And of course, this one's way personal, but what's a time that you found out you were being lied to? You found out the truth, and then you were able to grow. How did you grow after that? Think about that one. I want you to consider it. Do you actually have an answer to that?
Let me think. No.
That's fair. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. No. So, I guess we're gonna start closing this up. We're around half an hour, so, I mean, it was fun having a guest on. Obviously, I'm sure you all enjoyed it. I hope this comes out a lot better than it because I feel like I want to pride myself on providing a good experience, a good listening experience. Okay, and that was weird. I don't know why I did that. And I hope that I hope having a guest here, even if they didn't talk as much or if they didn't have as many thoughts on things as I would have liked to, I hope it was still interesting. I hope it was still entertaining. And I'll have more guests on. I bet that when we do have more guests, we'll pick up more filming locations. Who knows how it goes? But we're gonna keep having fun with this podcast. So, by the time that this is being watched, I've already released episode 3. I set the like goal for episode 4, and you already met the like goal for episode 4. Okay? So, the like goal for episode 5 to be released is, let's just say it is, I want to do a round number, but let's shoot for 20 likes. 20 likes to see episode 5.
Mm.
I hope y'all can do it. I believe in y'all. Okay, guys. Well, whenever you're listening to this, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Truman Show reference. I wonder when I'll stop pointing out that's a reference. You gonna say your goodbyes?
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, that's all you get, I guess. Bye, guys. This was a fun one.